Breaking news now. As fighting escalates between Israel and Hamas, Vladimir Putin rubs his hands together in apparent amusement. Sometimes, one conflict can mask another. The conflict between Israel and Hamas, and the potential regional conflagration it represents, has pushed another war off the media's radar, the one Russia has been fighting in Ukraine for the past 2 years. The actors who stand to gain from both crises, however, are intertwined. Vladimir Putin is at the top of the list. While Ukraine's allies are looking fearfully south, Russia is resuming its offensive in Donbass, so this new explosion in the Middle East couldn't have come at a better time for the Russian president. In an effort to dislodge the Ukrainian defenders, Russian forces are relentlessly shelling the area around Avdiivka, a town that once had 30,000 inhabitants but now has less than 2,000 due to so much destruction. Since the year 2022, Mariupol and Bakhmut have become household names across Europe. But nowadays, Avdiivka is hardly a household name. Access this subscriber-only article here. The Russian counterattack at Avdiivka caught Ukraine by surprise. War is being fought over there. There have been heavy casualties among the enemy. On Monday, October 23, it was reported by Ukrainian General Alexander Syrsky that despite his constant use of reserve troops, particularly those brought in from Russia, he was able to keep his forces intact. Not a peep about Ukrainian casualties, though we can well imagine them. 6 civilians were killed in a Kharkiv mail processing center on October 21 when a Russian missile hit the building. There has been no transmission. Vladimir Putin has been betting from the start that public interest in the conflict in Ukraine will wane in the West. Nothing would make him happier than if horror in the Middle East were to reach new heights. Fracture. The Russian president stands to gain from this crisis for a number of other, less obvious reasons as well. The conquest of a country whose very existence as a state he disputes was the stated motivation for his invasion of Ukraine. The ground operations failed to achieve the goals he had set out for them, with the nation that did not exist, resisting with the help of Western democracies. However, Russia faced less opposition on the diplomatic front. The war exposed a chasm between these democracies, convinced of defending, with Ukraine, international law, and some states in the rest of the world, which see only a European conflict and further proof of Western hypocrisy based on double standards. This schism was exacerbated when the Israeli army blockaded Gaza, evacuated its population from the north to the south, and began bombing the territory after the West showed spontaneous solidarity with Israel following the massacres of October 7. The leader of the Shiv Sena, UBT, Uddhav Thackeray, argued on Tuesday that a coalition government is better than one led by one party with brute majority. At his party's annual Dussehra rally in Shivaji Park in central Mumbai, he declared that an unstable chair of ruler makes for a strong country. Opposition India bloc member Bal Thackeray called for a Mili-Juli Sarkar coalition government that can bring everyone along, pointing to the success of governments led by Manmohan Singh, P.V. Narasimha Rao, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee as examples.